Hari Om. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shunicheva Shvapakecha Panditas Samadarshinaha. Bhagavan says that Pandit means one who has realized the self, the real self, his own self. He looks at the whole world with equal vision. For him, everything is nothing but expression of the self alone. Apart from his own self, he doesn't see anything. He sees everywhere the Atma or Brahma in all. In the wise person, in the elephants, in cow, in a dog, or in an outcast, in all, sees the Brahma alone. So such a person is called a realized person. And even while living in this world, living in this body, interacting with the world, he is free. He is called Jivan Muktaha. That is the great goal which is shown to us by our scriptures, that even while living in this world, one can be free of all bondage. Because that I, ahankar itself gets dissolved and one comes to recognize oneself as we are. The body itself is not the problem, the world itself is not a problem, but identification with it creates all problem. Just as some object is kept or some fruits are kept, and I think it's a real, then I go to eat it. But then I come to know it is artificial. Once I know it is artificial, then I don't go towards it to eat it. My whole vision about it changes. Knowledge changes our vision. Ordinary knowledge of this world also protects us. For example, if one is walking on the road, and you come to know that there is a manhole, open manhole. Nowadays this is quite common. Open manhole. Manhole is too small a word for it. Open truck hole. Sometimes the entire truck goes inside. So when we know that it is there, immediately we change our direction. So knowing it, our action change. Suppose a person knows and still continues walking, that means either he doesn't know or he wants to explore the manhole. Many times we say, oh, I did not know, I fell down, I just did not know, nobody told me, there was no sign there, no warning. So not knowing can lead to one type of action, and knowing leads to other type of action in this world. Therefore we go to school, college, get educated, so that we respond to the world in a different way. But here we are not talking about worldly knowledge. We are talking about knowledge of one's own self. So realized master is one who has come to know who he or she is in essence, that pure consciousness, Atma, Satchidananda, Brahma. Once that is recognized, he looks at the whole world with the same vision. It's like a pot, empty pot, with the space inside, and the space first thinks that it is the pot. So it gets affected by the pot. That I am such a small pot, that fellow is a big pot, the other one is a crackpot. So like that, one may have one's own notion. But then some wise pot comes and tells him that you are not the pot, but you are that space. Meditate. Withdraw your attention from this pot and just focus your attention on inside. What is that in which this pot exists? What is that will remain unchanged even if the pot gets destroyed? What is that which gives existence to the pot? Meditate on that. So when that space inside the pot meditates, then suddenly it realizes, it comes to recognize that I am this space. I am different from this pot. I am this space. And when it continues with its sadhana, that is not a complete thing. When it continues with its sadhana, with its practice of knowing and getting established in its own nature, it comes to know that I am there in other pots also. I am there in the big pot, small pot, crack pot also. I myself am there. And then the space comes to know that all these pots exist in me, I exist in all of them. And my existence doesn't depend on their existence. Even when they get destroyed, I don't get destroyed. So this is a grand vision but still the pot exists and the space inside the pot also exists. So that space, when it looks as though outside, it sees that in all of them, it sees its own self. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, in the Brahmana, in Gavi, in Hastini, sees the same Brahma. So Brahma is like space, and our body, mind is like a pot only. So this is the grand knowledge which one can gain through the process of Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasan. And in order to gain this, we have to gain sufficient Vairagya. In order to gain that Vairagya, we have to follow the path of Karma Yoga. So through Karma Yoga and through the other sadhanas and then by knowledge, we come to recognize ourselves. Such a person becomes free of all bondage, no more rebirth for this person. So something more about this realized master is now said in the 20th verse. Let us chant. Na prahrishyet priyam prapya no dvijet prapya cha priyam stira buddhirasam modhaha brahmavid brahmani stitaha na prahrishyet priyam prapya no dvijet prapya cha priyam stira buddhirasam modhaha brahmavid brahmani stitaha. All these descriptions of a realized master is given so that we come to know what is the grand goal or the grand state which one has to attain. It gives us great inspiration and also clarifies certain doubts which we might have and helps us in our sadhana. So it is said, since he sees his own self as that Brahma, all-pervading pure consciousness, and everything, all this world is just a happening or just a appearance on this Brahma, the self. See, just as I am seeing let us say a movie, that movie is something different from me and I am seeing it outside me. Similarly, the realized master looks at this whole world as existing in him only. This is a grand thing actually. You want to imagine, it's very difficult. The whole world is seen as existing in me, sustained by me, and ultimately dissolves into me. As in Kaivalya Upanishad it says, Mayyeva sakalam jatam, Mayi sarvam pratishtitam, Mayi sarvam layam yati, Tad Brahma advayam asmi aham. That everything has come from me. Me means not ahankar, Atma. Everything is sustained by me, Atma, and everything again merges back into me. So this grand vision, a person when he gains, then the happenings of the world doesn't affect the person as it affects an ignorant person. All the things which are happening in the world, he looks at it as part of nature. So anything good or anything bad is a relative concept which is helpful and which we have to follow at a particular level. Not that we should abandon it, but from this higher standpoint, the good, the bad, all merge into one only. Because the good and bad, right and wrong, happy and unhappy, gain and loss of this world are relative concept. When you go beyond this relativity, they mean nothing. From that standpoint, it means a lot. For example, a dog is barking, for other dog it means a lot. He suddenly looks here and there, who is that dog? And he replies also from here. Sometimes they have strange communication system, better than our mobile and all. Something like that. And then that other dog replies. And everyone starts communicating. It's a conference call like. Everyone starts then talking to each other. But others who are there, human beings or other animals, they are not interested. It doesn't make any difference to them. Similarly, when we are at a particular level, then all that is at that level affects us. It is natural. If I am in the sea, then the ups and downs of the sea will affect me. If I am in the boat, then whenever the boat goes up, I also go up. When the boat comes down, I come down. But when I am standing on the rock, then the ups and downs of the sea doesn't affect me. So here it is said the realized master is not affected by gain of something good, relative gain from his standpoint of his body, from the standpoint of his environment. If there is a gain of something conducive, he doesn't get excited about it. Na praharashet priyam prapya. Priyam means that which is dear to us, that we always wanted to have, that which is pleasing to our senses, that which is pleasing to our mind and intellect is called priyam. So having gained, prapya, having attained this, having means he need not put forth effort, just happen to gain some conducive object or environment. Na prahrashet, it doesn't excite a realized master. Harshet means getting excited. Prahrashet means very, very much excited. And that is the sign of a person who is at that level ignorant, gets affected by the ups and downs of this world. You'll find when people watch the match and all, cricket match or football match. Now even sitting in your drawing room when you watch and totally get absorbed in that, every goal and everything will excite. And just imagine those people who are there in that huge stadium. And everyone is forgetting their own this, they get excited. And then so much of tension on their head. And every goal and everything will be ha. One side will be ha and other side ho. Depending on which side you are. One goal.